Before the Narconon Fresh Start program, I was not me. I was a bad mom. I was a bad daughter. I was a bad sister. I was a terrible person. I was withdrawn and just not happy. After the Narconon Fresh Start program, I have become myself again. I think I'm a wonderful mother again. I think I'm a good daughter again.
One thing about Narconon Fresh Start made me realize that this was a program for me is that it wasn't just focused on going to group sessions and telling everyone your problems. You know, they actually helped me get these chemicals out of my body and help me think clear and, you know, work on my communication skills and deal with these people that, you know, not only were affecting me but other family members. You know, had me take responsibility, which before I had no responsibility whatsoever.
I am now 3 years clean and sober, and it feels wonderful. My parents had to go through a lot with me, but I thank them so much for sending me to Narconon Fresh Start.
Narconon Fresh Start has basically given me a new life. I have my confidence back. I am able to handle things in life that come up. I handled them appropriately. I feel like I make the right decisions. You know, I have friends that surround me that are good influences, and you know, I just am really happy with where my life is at right now, and I couldn't ask for anything else.
It helped me as far as knowing where to go in my future, to knowing how to succeed, how to stay drug-free. I feel like it gave me a second chance at life. I feel like it's almost a new life for me.
So what led me to Sunshine Summit Lodge was the fact that it was a longer program. And when I talked to the intake counselor here, they guaranteed that I would be doing the work and that it would be a program that I would complete here. I wasn't going to get through steps 1, 2, and 3, and then they weren't going to say goodbye, see you later, good luck, finishing. Here's a pamphlet of places that you can go to check into, you know, when you leave here. He said, no, when you come here, you will begin the program at step 1. You'll go all the way through the program. You'll complete it and be able to apply the material to your life.
Narconon Fresh Start not only gave me my life back, but it really made me able to appreciate things in life again, from the big exciting things to the little everyday things like the sun coming out or how beautiful the weather is. And on a day-to-day basis now, I can be enormously appreciative of those little things, and it feels good. I mean, I really can feel that through my whole body, like to be able to look at where I am and feel good and feel awake and alive and be thankful for the day. And I will always be thankful to Narconon Fresh Start for that.
Still, I was locking myself in bedrooms I was using. The times when we didn't have electricity, my son would try to wake me up. If I didn't have drugs, I wasn't awake. And I didn't have food for him. Even though I was working, I spent my money on drugs. I did a lot of not abandoning him, but ignoring him, which was very difficult, very difficult for me to think back and what I put my child through. Like I said, I always knew my daughter was safe, but having my son in those circumstances was difficult for me.
I was relapsing, and I actually decided to check myself into the second rehab that I went to, which was a 30-day program. And 3 days after I got out of that 30-day program, I got my second DUI. So the consequences of my DUIs were me ending up in jail, having community service, a lot of counseling, a lot of fines, and just a lot of time lost, time from work, time from my family, time that I could have been being productive.
Well, one major thing that I feel I lost due to my drug use was being an uncle, like I lost so many years with my nieces and nephews that I helped like raise in my eyes, that now they didn't want nothing to do with me. You know, one of the things that hurt me the most before I came here was that my niece said that you're a no good drug addict, I don't want anything to do with you. And that just kind of set home and just like, it hurt. That was one major thing. So family and brothers and mom and dad were always important to me. When I feel like my niece said that to me, it just it hit home and made me realize that I did need help.
The life was actually fun at first, you know, money and drugs. Seems like everybody wants to be your friend, but then reality hits pretty fast throughout it. I mean, I did it for like 5 years, so I figured out about probably 2 years into it that people wanted to hang out with you because you had drugs, because you had money, because you were doing things of that nature. But you learn more and more that those are horrible people to be around. You know, they only want you for certain reasons.
My marriage fell apart as a result of doing drugs. My husband and I were both addicts. So it really tore apart our entire marriage. I ended up losing custody of my kids temporarily, which was really, really hard on me. I never really thought that I would get past that. And I really ruined a lot of relationships with friends and with family members. I lost their trust.
My communication with them, with my family, with my friends, just completely shut down, and I was very alone. I shut myself off, and you know, there was really no trust from anybody, and because of that, people stopped calling, stopped wondering what I was up to, didn't really care what I was up to, because when I was around them, you know, it was just a mess, and they were having to take care of me, and you know, so they didn't want that. So the trust really went down a whole lot with pretty much everybody that I was connected with.
So when I came home and told my mom I needed help, we searched for some rehab facilities, and she didn't want me going through a 12-step program. She believed that a 12-step program was kind of trading your addiction for drugs for the addiction of meetings, and she didn't want that for me. She wanted me to have a clean and sober life without having to go back constantly and relive everything. And so they found, my aunt and my mother found Narconon Fresh Start.
Something that I never could relate to about a 12-step program was being powerless for the rest of my life. I really didn't feel comfortable giving over power of my life to a drug. Sure, it's a problem. I mean, it was a huge problem that I had, and it's something that's, of course, not going to go away overnight. But what I love about Narconon Fresh Start is that you're not labeled a drug addict. Like, that is not your label for the rest of your life. You are a person who is able to improve your own condition. And, you know, once you're off drugs and you're applying all the stuff that you learned and you're doing better in life, that drug addict label is not going to follow you around for the rest of your life, and you don't have to be a slave to that. I don't feel like I have to go to meetings and talk about my addiction and dwell on it for the rest of my life. I can move forward and, you know, put that behind me. I mean, it will always be a part of me, of course, but it's not something that I have to carry around on my shoulders for the rest of my life.
I would go, and yes, I met with a counselor, but in 30 days, I maybe met with a counselor 3 or 4 times and just started to get that trust with them. And once I felt that there was a little bit of trust there, the program was over, and I was out of the program on the streets again, left to figure it out for myself with what I didn't feel was the right tools. So I ended up leaving treatment feeling overwhelmed and just with a lot of anxiety, not really knowing how to stay sober.
What really sold me on coming to Narconon Fresh Start is they offered a new life detoxification program. This is where you actually got a chance to sweat out some of these past toxic residuals that were accumulated in your body. And, you know, before I actually got a chance to get in the sauna, I wasn't able to sleep, or I'd wake up still with night sweats and having all these drug dreams. And, you know, it would just make me not want to go back to sleep because I didn't want to have those drugs or those dreams anymore. And once about that, I think it was about the 5th day in sauna, I started sleeping 8 hours again.
The New Life detoxification program was amazing. My background being a personal trainer, and I have a background in nutrition as well, this was a holistic approach. It was something new, something that I knew that could work. And going into the sauna program, you start exercising daily. You start taking natural vitamins every day. I immediately started to feel better. My energy increased. I was running before sauna every morning. I felt more clear-minded. And then just getting in there and sweating the toxins out, you can just feel everything coming out of your body. And it feels amazing to get a new start that way.
The body aches and pains that I had associated with going through withdrawal started to subside, and I started to get some of my old personality back. Felt a lot more comfortable. I was able to comprehend a little better, understand what was going on around me, and gained some weight back. I think got some color back, and I think something that my mom said is they had come up to visit me during that time is that my eyes were clear and she could see, they weren't glazed over like they used to be, and she could see the old Ryan again, and in my eyes. So.
It's almost within 2 days into sauna, I started to notice changes. My handwriting came back really quickly because before my writing was bad. I mean, my motor skills were off. I was really shaky. I was just really still feeling a lot of residual effects from the drugs. But my skin got so soft. I started to look so much better. My skin was brighter. My eyes were brighter. I was thinking more clearly. I could talk to people better. I didn't have that oppressive anxiety that I had on a day-to-day basis once I got into sauna. The CalMag really helped with that, the vitamins that I was taking in sauna. God, I don't know what didn't change during sauna. It was a huge change, but it was really just the beginning. Because even once I finished the sauna program, I really kept noticing more and more lots of effects of that clean out that you get in the sauna.
Also, just walking around the center and looking at other students that had been through sauna, there was such a noticeable difference in their appearance and just in the way that they were talking and communicating their energy level. You could see that the sauna program had such an effect on every single person that had been through it. When I had been to other programs, there isn't that physical appearance of people's eyes being clear, of people's skin clearing up and just having a brighter color, and just their overall appearance. When you look around the center and can see students who have been through sauna, and then also the students that haven't gotten to sauna yet, and see a notable difference, it was very encouraging.
Once I finished the sauna program, I started into my courses and my classwork, and it wasn't like being in school again. It was because everyone thinks of classes as you're going to school. They were classes to help me better focus my life, help me remember the things that my parents taught me growing up, about being myself and being a good person again. And it was really eye-opening to see the things that I had forgotten. And a few of the courses helped me confront a lot of the things that I had done wrong. I had to really face all the terrible things that I had done to myself, to my family, to people that I loved, people that I cared about. I had to write letters to my family, apologizing for the things that I had done. I had to write letters to the people that I thought were my friends and disconnect from them, say goodbye, and make myself realize that they really weren't the people that I needed in my life, that they weren't good for me, they weren't healthy for me, that they were useless. Like my life was. My life was useless, and those people were useless. So it was a good thing for me to be able to do that. It brought a lot of closure to my past, which was a great thing.
One of the main parts of the program that really had a deep impact on me was Book 5, the Ups and Downs in Life course. This is where I actually got to look and deal with some of the people and the situations that really had a negative effect on me. And I had to look at myself in depth and the areas that I couldn't be around and put myself around anymore, and the people that I was hanging around with, how they were affecting my life and putting me in those situations. And it had me really look at myself and deal with those people and those scenarios so that I can live a happy, successful life. And I wouldn't have had this without Narconon Fresh Start.
It taught me how to stay off drugs. It taught me what people were good, what people were bad, the people that I should no longer hang out with, and the people that I should look for to start creating a future with. I pick up on these things a lot quicker now. I've noticed changes in everyone that I do my programs, in their lives as well. I see people come out with more energy. I myself gained weight. I increased my energy tenfold. I work out. I do extracurricular activities. I play basketball again.
With all the life skills that I've gained through Narconon Fresh Start, I feel like by putting them into use, I'll be able to pretty much achieve whatever I want. If I set my mind to it, I'll take the steps to make it happen. That is one huge thing that I got out of the Narconon program, is that I can do pretty much anything that I set my mind to. I'll make a goal for myself and I'll take the steps to do it. And I'm confident that I will do that. And I use them every day. I've used the skills that I learned today. I will use them tomorrow. I'm confident that I will use them for the rest of my life.
Book 6 was Personal Values and Integrity course. It was very hard for me to do, but I got a chance to take responsibility for a lot of my past transgressions by confronting and dealing with a lot of these demons that I just buried inside. And it felt like a 1,000-pound boulder was lifted off my shoulder as soon as I started taking responsibility for all the things that I did against myself and my family and society. As soon as I got that off my chest, I felt like a new person. I just lifted.
Being able to finally, get that stuff off my chest and really take a look at it, I was able to become a more responsible person. Because once those things were off my chest, I didn't want to do that stuff anymore. And, when I did, feel as though I've harmed someone, I want to take responsibility for it instead of just letting it build up the way I used to, because there was so much. And it really felt good. Like I felt like a new person after I was able to get that off my chest.
I learned so much there. I have some of the best friends that I have to this day, that are from Narconon Fresh Start. And all the staff, everyone, I can't say enough good things about it. It was a horrible journey for me, but at the same time, probably the best journey I ever went through in my entire life.
I was in 5 different inpatient treatment centers. And sitting in a group, it didn't work for me. I went to outpatients and it was the same thing. And nothing seemed to really hit with me personally. Until I came to Rainbow Canyon Retreat and I actually got to look at the things personally that I did and got the one-on-one counseling that they offered. It really helped me look at myself, because before, when I went to those other rehabs, I wasn't able to look at myself. I was always looking at, okay, what did other people do to me? I went to these other treatment centers, and I had some sober time here and there, but I was never truly happy. Until I came to Rainbow Canyon Retreat and worked on myself and started repairing my own conditions, I was able to become happy again. So it started to feel really good for me to come here and work on myself for once in my life instead of looking at other people.
One thing I'd really like for people to know about Narconon Fresh Start is it's really unlike any other program out there, as compared to 12-step or therapy or counseling, where someone is telling you what to think, or telling you how other addicts deal with things, because really, how much does that work for an individual? This program really forces you to figure out for yourself what went wrong, what you were doing wrong, and what you can and what you're going to do to fix it. And that's important, because without that hard work and without figuring those things on your own, I don't believe that it's possible to stay off drugs forever.
I would just really like to say thank you to every staff member that helped me along the way. I mean, each one played a significant role in the process that I went through, and you know, they saved my life, and I owe them a lot for that. And you know, I just can't say enough about the staff.
I had to confront my past. I had to make up damages to my family, especially. I had to get rid of old friends, but it led me to find new friends. It led me to increase happiness completely. Like, my family is proud of me. I see them often. I talk to them often. I have wonderful friends now, and I've learned how to love life instead of love and addiction.
It is such an amazing program, and for William Benitez to even come up with that and help these prisoners. And I mean, I've read everything from the beginning to end on how he started the program, and I think it's amazing. I mean, he just gave this technology a chance, and it works. It works. I live it every day. It works, and I'm proof of that. This is me.
When I walked into the doors of Rainbow Canyon Retreat, I had no future. You know, there was nothing in the future for me except either a casket or jail. And thanks to Narconon Fresh Start, my future is limitless now. Whatever I set my mind to, or whatever I apply myself to, I can have, because of all these different tools that they taught me.
When I first checked into Narconon Fresh Start, I'm not sure I had any future. I mean, no, I definitely had no future. And now I'm starting to repair the things that, you know, I let fall by the wayside, as far as finances and relationships. And I'm starting to work, and I'm just starting to live a normal, or whatever you would call that, life, which is really what I've always wanted. So my future looks bright, and that's what I had hoped for when I checked in.
I'm very excited to be done with the program. I have gotten so much out of it, so much more than I ever even imagined that I was going to get from it. And it's just exciting to be able to know that I can leave here, that I can apply this. I'm not leaving here fearful that I'm going to walk out the door, or that I'm going to relapse, that I'm going to go back to using. I am leaving here confident and self-assured, knowing that I have the tools to make the right choices, to make the right decisions. I'm energetic again. I have a ton of energy. I feel like a kid. And I think that's one of the best parts of this. I laugh with people continuously and regularly on a daily basis over simple things. I notice little things around me. There's so many things that this program has given to me, and I just feel amazing.
I enjoy my life. I enjoy the things that I do. Spending time with my daughter, taking pictures, just being silly and being goofy, playing video games with them. Being a soccer mom is fantastic to my son. Watching my son play every week, and going to his practices, and being part of his life, and being part of his school life, and having my daughter go to prom and to senior ball and all of that stuff, and being able to enjoy that was a huge accomplishment for me. And is something I'm very, very proud of for myself. And I wouldn't have chosen any other path except for Narconon Fresh Start. It was a truly amazing experience for me.